All right, let's dive into one of the most important moments in this entire story. We're talking about that single, quiet confrontation between Wotan and the Sapphire Jester. Now, this isn't just another scene, you guys. This is it. This is the defining myth of their whole relationship, the absolute bedrock of everything that comes after. I mean, you'd expect fireworks, right? Some kind of reality-shattering explosion, the ultimate force of chaos slamming into an unbreakable will. But that is not what we get. Instead, it's just quiet. It feels like an anticlimax, but it's actually way, way more profound than any battle could ever be. So the question is, why? What is the terrifying, maybe even triumphant truth hiding in this not event? Let's break it down.
So let's really set the stage here. On one side, you have the Jester. This guy is chaos itself, the living embodiment of it. His very touch is supposed to unravel meaning. And on the other side, Wotan, the sovereign will, a being who has literally built his reality from the ground up through sheer force of personality. The stakes here, they just don't get any higher. This is a clash of cosmic principles.
And here is the big twist. The Jester unleashes his ultimate power, his conversion method, and nothing. Wotan doesn't even flinch. He is completely unchanged. And the Jester, this agent of absolute chaos, he just grins. He looks satisfied. It's such a bizarre outcome, and it really forces you to stop and ask, wait, what just happened here? What was this confrontation really about? And that question leads us to the first big piece of the puzzle. You have to understand that the Jester's move wasn't a simple attack. He wasn't just trying to destroy Wotan. No, it was something so much more elegant, so much more insidious. It was a test. The Jester's so-called conversion method is basically a philosophical weapon. It's the ultimate test of eternal recurrence. That old challenge to ask yourself, would you be willing to live your exact same life with every single choice and every single pain over and over for all of eternity? The test is designed to find just one crack, one single drop of regret in Wotan's soul about the world he created for himself. The Jester is basically looking Wotan dead in the eye and asking, okay, big shot, if I take away all the reasons, all the epic justifications, the struggle, the glory, if I just touch you with that cold, empty void, is the meaning you made for yourself strong enough to survive? Do you still, without hesitation, say yes to what you are?
So how in the world does Wotan just stand there and take this ultimate philosophical attack? Well, the answer isn't about what he does. It's about what he is. His immunity comes from a state of being that has already absorbed the very chaos the Jester is trying to use against him.
First off, he doesn't defend himself at all. And why not? Think about it. The moment he puts up a shield, the moment he defends, he's admitting that the Jester's power is a real external threat. But for Wotan, it isn't. He has already stared deep into that cosmic abyss and said yes. There's literally nothing the Jester can show him that he hasn't already accepted and made a part of himself. In fact, he barely seems to register the attack is even happening. And that's because, for Wotan, the Jester's whole nihilistic critique isn't some shocking new revelation, it's an internalized truth. Wotan already built his entire being on the rubble of dead values. The Jester is basically showing up to scare him with a picture of a haunted house Wotan already lived in for years. And the result of all this? The smoke clears and Wotan is just there, unchanged. He endures. See, this isn't a victory in a fight. This is a demonstration of a fundamental state of being. And it's the ultimate proof of his absolute autonomy.
And this, right here, is the philosophical climax of the whole encounter. Autonomy. Wotan's meaning, his very existence, it doesn't depend on fighting chaos or being propped up by order. His will is its own reality, a universe unto itself. The test failed because there was nothing external for it to even attack.
Okay, so if Wotan passed the test with flying colors, what's up with the Jester? Why the satisfied grin? You'd think he'd be frustrated, right? Defeated. But this is where we have to completely reframe his reaction. That smile, it's not the smile of a loser. It's the exact opposite. So on the surface, it looks like the Jester failed. He couldn't convert Wotan, so the whole thing was a bust. But the real meaning is so much deeper. The Jester wasn't actually trying to convert Wotan. He was trying to validate him. He was searching for something, anything, that was real enough to stand up to the void. And in Wotan, he found it. So from the Jester's perspective, the test was a massive success. And what the Jester does next is the ultimate proof of that success. His final move isn't a retreat.
It's a repositioning, and it signals a massive shift in their whole dynamic. It sets the stage for, well, for everything that comes next. It happens in 2 perfect steps. First, he just vanishes from in front of Wotan. Poof. Why? Because the test of the creator is done. Wotan passed. He's the real deal. Then, he reappears right in front of the grand architecture, the huge, symbolic structure of everything Wotan has built. He's no longer testing the man himself. He's turning his full eternal attention to the man's work.
And this, right here, is the jester's chilling, almost magnificent promise. It's a grin that says, I see it. I see what you've built, Wotan. It is beautiful. It is terrible. It is real. And because it's real, it is worthy of my endless, relentless, critical attention. The initial confrontation is over, but the real test, the eternal test of Wotan's creation against an admiring, inescapable chaos has only just begun. Which leaves us with a pretty terrifying question, doesn't it? Can any creation, no matter how strong its creator, really withstand a test like that forever?